Please welcome Bob Cohn, President of the Atlantic.
Good morning, everyone. I am, as you heard, Bob Cohn, and on behalf of everyone at the Atlantic, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our Sustainability Summit, a morning of conversations about the future of the planet and the work that individual people and their organizations are doing to safeguard that future. I'm happy to announce right now we'll be doing all future events poolside, so I hope you'll come to more AtlanticLIVE events. Since this is the Atlantic, founded 161 years ago in 1857, I want to start with a bit of history. So I take you to 1899, and essay by one of our regular writers at the time, John Muir. You know Muir as the founder of the Sierra Club and one of the country's great preservationists. Here he writes about one of his favorite topics, Yosemite Valley. With a wisdom that transcended the common scientific understanding of the time, he predicted the ways that our planet would change beyond our imaginings. Quote, "The granite domes and pavements, apparently imperishable, we take as symbols of permanence, while these crumbling peaks, down whose frosty gullies avalanches are ever falling, are symbols of change and decay. All alike, fast or slow, are surely vanishing away." Today, the Yosemite glaciers that Muir explored have, as he predicted, all but fallen away, exposing the rock beneath to the wind above. This, of course, is just one example of the impact of the warming planet. Other examples are more fatal: heat waves, floods, hurricanes, the death of the Great Barrier Reef. Earlier this month, as you all know, the United Nations published a dire report on the effects of climate change and called for unprecedented reform in the way we produce energy, create products, and manage resources. My colleague Rob Meyer wrote on TheAtlantic.com that the report lays out humanity's last best hope for managing climate change. So there, I brought us to hope. The UN report offers a thin ray of hope, and there is hope, too, in the work that companies, individuals, and cities are doing to build a more sustainable future. Whether making shoes from recycled materials, designing sustainable agricultural systems, or using urban gardens to revitalize neighborhoods, the people joining us today are trying to make a difference in their worlds. We'll explore all of this and ask, can these efforts be enough to save the planet? Before we begin, I'd like to thank our underwriter, Nestle Waters North America, for making today's conversation possible. We are very grateful for their support. We've tried to make today's event itself sustainable. For starters, we're here at the W Hollywood Hotel, the nation's second largest LEED certified silver property. Our signage around the room is printed on 100% recyclable materials, and these will be repurposed for other AtlanticLIVE events. Instead of printing today's agenda for you, we've emailed you all digital copies. And for folks with a green thumb, your name badges are on seed paper. You can take those home, plant them, and watch them bloom into wildflowers. And finally, a bit of housekeeping. Please do silence your cell phones, but keep them handy. We hope you'll join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag AtlanticSustainability. We also want to hear from you in the room. We'll be taking questions toward the end of each session, so please be thinking. And so we begin today with a conversation about building a company with sustainability at its core. Please join me in welcoming Joey Zwillinger, co-founder and co-CEO of Allbirds, and here to lead that conversation, the Atlantic's Washington editor-at-large, Steve Clemens.